Hey there, friends. How you doing? So I got a subscriber question this afternoon that I thought I would actually answer today. It's a kind of a nice day. The sun finally came out, so I thought I'd go ahead and record a video. As this morning it was raining, so I didn't want to record something. So, anyways, so the question was basically, how are you, kind of recycling your capital, right? The premise is, hey, how are you using, what cash are you using to buy stuff? Right? Are you using equity lines, credit cards, whatever it is to purchase your properties? So I thought that was an interesting question. I got to put some context around it because I want to answer exactly what I'm doing. So as you all know, we purchased a bunch of properties on the way down during the crash, and we secured those with private money. And we were paying pretty hefty interest rates. We were paying 10%. And we did that because no banks would lend to us, right? So we would buy a house for 50 or 60 grand cash. Then we would go in after the fact, refi it out, right? We would take a private investor's 50 or 60K. We always did the purchase price. And then we would replace our capital so we could do it again. And then we would fund repairs out of our cash flow from our rentals, or in some cases from our W-2 jobs. Don't have that anymore, obviously. So what am I doing today? So the reason I gave you that backstory is what we're doing today is we finally got some bank loans, right after 10 years of being out, being kind of like frozen. There were lots of promises made over the years, but none came through. That's not the case anymore. Banks are lending on individual assets. They're doing portfolio stuff. So what we did is we went back and we refinanced a bunch of multifamilies. So think duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes, right? So still residential. And we laddered up, meaning we took an LTV that was probably 30 or 40% and we brought it up to 70%. 60%, not 70, 60. Gave us a better interest rate at 60, so I chose 60. What that gave us is a bunch of cash. But instead of just keeping cash, what we did is we went ahead and we paid off single family homes, a bunch of them. Why did we do that? Well, we wanted to create a portfolio of assets that were free and clear, right? We never know what's coming in the future, so it'd be nice to have something free and clear. In addition, this sort of goes to the question. What it allowed us to do is we can now go out and get an equity line across this portfolio of single family homes that are rented in nice condition and all of that. And what we could do now is we can buy our next flip. We still do the same thing, right? So let's say we buy a flip for 100 grand or 160 grand, whatever it is. We buy that with our equity line. So we write a check, $160,000, goes through the wire process, all of that. We then now own this asset, which is of course in the slumlord condition, if you're following what we're doing. We then go to our private investors and we replace that 160 grand. Okay, so now we get that 160 back. We pay off our equity line, right? So equity line's back to zero. Then what we do is we go about repairing the unit. And again, depending on what it needs, we may take cash flow from our monthly cash flow, which will fund a couple repairs a month, or we would use the equity line to fund the repairs. And then what we'll do is when we sell, if we use the equity line, we would of course pay that off. We would pay our investors back. And we are often left with $25,000 to $35,000 in net profit. This whole process takes about, I think the shortest time has been 100 days, and the longest one was just over 6 months. We are averaging giving our private investors back over 20% once you annualize it. However, when you annualize our investment, because again, it's only the repair cost and some transaction costs, our annualized returns are north of 80% and most cases over 100%, which is pretty cool. So that's what we're doing. It's a lot of paperwork, right? Because we have the purchase, we have the refi, we have the sale. So lots of paperwork, lots of things to go through, lots of things to keep track of. We're sending small monthly payments on interest to our private money. And then when we go to close, we have to do an audit and we send them 20% of the profit with the closing statement on the sale. So in the end, that's what we're doing. We're not really using any of our cash for any of this. It is, assets that we have built up over the years and put on the side for this purpose. It allows us to do I don't know, have 6 to 8 going at any one time, which is plenty. We're not trying to be a big company. We still have no interest of having employees and all of that stuff. So in the end, I wanted to answer the subscriber question. If you have subscriber questions, just leave them below in the comments. I do my best to create a video so far within 3 days, but sometimes even much faster, as I just got this question a couple hours ago, and I'm going to put it up today. So in the end, have fun. Hopefully you've seen my announcement about my real estate course. I'm really proud of that. Just check it out. Let me know what you think. And of course, if you haven't already, please purchase the One Rental at a Time book. That is our entire 15-year journey. Took 8 months to put together, but a lot of fun. So at the end, have a great day. Hope all's well.